Where's the harm in joining the winning side?
I understand everything. Except that wig.
Well, that's a clip from the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean movie on Stranger Tides.
Johnny Depp is back as Captain Jack Sparrow off on another adventure.
And our movie guy, Aaron Lafferty, also back with a look at the new movies this weekend in West Michigan. And I haven't seen any of these, but it looks like there's a lot of humor intertwined along the way.
It's fun. You know, they're like family adventure movies, so PG-13. I guess the question is, are you going to see it this weekend?
You know, I won't. I would love to be able to see this. I don't get to the movies much. It's my favorite current franchise because I love Johnny Depp. I love the action. I love the scenes and the boats and on the island and how it's kind of capturing that whole Robinson Crusoe type pirate.
Pirate era.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the critics aren't really liking this, but it is getting some reviews saying that this is the best since the first one. So if you saw the first one and liked it, you saw the second one, didn't like it as much. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. And the third one you probably didn't like that much. This one might get you back in the franchise if you're not a Rachel type fan.
Okay, interesting.
Like Johnny Depp lover.
So and if you're like me and you haven't seen any of them, I should watch the first one and then the 4th one and skip the 2 and 3?
That probably would have worked just fine.
I have to agree on the second one. They tried to do too much.
And the third one kind of just got...
Yeah, but interesting storylines here and a cast full of stars.
We've got you know, Jeffrey Rush from King's Speech. He actually has a line in the movie about being Kingsmen. Was this
really?
Kind of funny. I don't know if that was a tongue-in-cheek or what, but Ian McShane, Penelope Cruz. Ian McShane is Blackbeard, and Penelope Cruz is on that ship, and she may be the daughter, and there's kind of a love interest thing there with Johnny Depp's character. You know, basically the point of this movie is they're out to find the Fountain of Youth. So that's their new adventures to find the Fountain of Youth. So they've got the British who are after it, they've got some other pirates, and then themselves. So you got all these groups that are trying to go find the Fountain of Youth. So that's kind of the crux of the story.
So without question, this is going to be the blockbuster of the weekend.
Absolutely. It's the only movie in wide release this weekend. It's also available in 3D. The Pirates movies
because no one wanted to go up against it, I'm sure.
Yeah, they always do well. Disney's behind it, so you know it's going to make a lot of money this weekend.
Yeah,
it's going to knock Thor
it
off.
was probably very expensive to make, though. It's probably one of those that was super expensive.
We're talking about a multi-million-dollar
hard to get a ticket,
budget.
so maybe you want to go online or get your tickets ahead of time.
Or maybe wait for the rush and go on Sunday or maybe next week.
Interesting. And but it's not the only new thing.
It's not the only movie for you in West Michigan this weekend. We also have 2 limited releases, which are quite different. Mel Gibson, who's very polarizing at the box office. Him and Jodie Foster team up again. Jodie Foster directed this movie. You know, they were friends back from the Maverick movie. They play a husband and wife, and he's very disenchanted. He's very depressed, and the only way he starts finding his way back is after he finds a hand puppet that's a beaver, and he basically talks through the hand puppet to get through his emotions. So it's kind of a different role, but you can kind of accept the fact that he's a guy with a lot of problems.
It's not a comedy? It sounds hilarious.
Because Mel Gibson is a guy with a lot of problems, so the character, you can accept that he's a guy with a lot of problems. So
interesting.
That is interesting.
That could be a funny movie if it were written differently.
Yeah, it could be that. This is getting about a 6, 7, and it's only playing at Rivertown this week.
Okay, yeah. Jodie Foster's just great. I just love her and everything she's been in.
Yeah, and another you said as well?
We also have a documentary which made like the festival circuit and has been in a limited release around the country. If you remember Morgan Spurlock, who did the Super Size Me movie about fast food in America, he's back with the greatest movie ever sold, and it's about brand placement, ad placement, marketing. Basically, he set out to get this movie sold with company endorsements before you ever even made the movie. So it's kind of a look at how brands and companies pay for movies and how that all influences media and movie making.
Interesting.
And so the reviews have been okay, 6, 7, but basically some of the people have said this movie didn't really set out to do, it didn't accomplish what it set out to do, which was to maybe expose the issues of brand placement and, you know, a Coke bottle in the middle of a scene or a Macintosh notebook or whatever.
It's so funny because that really escapes the radar all the time, but it's happening all the time. You even see like the popular show we talk about often, American Idol. And the sponsorship for the soft drinks that they always have on their table and take sips of during the show.
Not an accident.
It's interesting. You know, and this is one I actually read about this movie about a year ago as it was in its planning and shooting stages and everything. This is one I really want to see, but I probably will wait to rent it.
Wait to rent it, yeah.
Watch it.
I mean, it's because it's not getting blown away reviews. I mean, if nothing else, it kind of puts out the issue there. If you weren't aware of product placement and how much that is in the media, then maybe you'll notice that.
Okay, and one from last weekend, my daughter saw Bridesmaids and just loved it. She said it was hilarious, and even said that for a comedy like that with so many funny parts in the trailers, she said the funniest parts of the movie were ones that they didn't see ahead of time.
And that's good.
That's good.
And it did well. Second place last week, and it's a movie that I think will stick around for a while. You've got the male version, The Hangover 2, coming next weekend. So we'll see how that plays. You got both
now,
options.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Right. So
I actually love the first one.
Next weekend. So. We also have some movies that were made in Michigan coming later this summer that I wanted to tell you about. House of the Rising Sun, which was shot in Grand Rapids last winter. Brian Miller, who is East Grand Rapids native, shot this movie. It's coming out on DVD June 1st. This is basically about a guy who's an ex-cop. He decides to do a security job, and basically there's a shootout at the club that he's working at, and basically it's kind of like a gang violence retaliatory kind of a thing, and he has to kind of go back on that. So that's due out June 1st. We've got Transformers, which was shot partially in Michigan, Chicago, Detroit, and other things like that. Transformers 3 comes out July 1st.
Gonna be big.
That's going to be a big one. And then the other one is shot almost exclusively in Grand Rapids, is 30 minutes or less. There's huge, Grand Rapids presence in this movie.
This
You've got Jesse
Vito's
Eisenberg and Aziz Ansari from Parks and Rec. So you get a lot of buzz about this one. This comes out August 12th, and they are working to try to get a Grand Rapids premiere of it. It may not be the world premiere, but it may be a Grand Rapids.
And this is when they were doing
premiere.
the blowing up of the cars downtown.
Yeah,
by the arena.
This is the biggest movie to date to film in West Michigan. Budget, time, all that stuff. So that's coming out August.
Wasn't this the one with the Ben Stiller connection?
Yes, Ben Stiller executive produced this movie. So
we're gonna have to fly you out there to interview the cast before they.
We'll try, or we're trying to get them here. They're actually working on trying to get Aziz Ansari here.
Awesome.
So
that'd be really
cool.
We'll
see how that goes.
Yeah, well, good. Well,
okay,
thank you.
And we can also, of course, follow everything along online with you. Laugh at the Movies.
Yep. Facebook, Twitter, WhatTV.com.
Awesome. Well, I know there's an open line to you. You're always willing to give your opinion.
There is. Yeah.
Good. That's good. Well,
thanks, Erin.
And we'll be right back.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.